Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do an Indian curry. I'm going to make Murgh Makhani, butter chicken, and also some naan bread. Butter chicken was invented in northern India around about 1950, and it's buttery, creamy, and quite mild. So absolutely wonderful, lush curry and very easy to make. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. And let's get on with it. Murgh Makhani. First thing to do is marinate the chicken. So I've got 4 chicken thighs with the skin on the bone in, and that'll probably weigh about 500 grams. So I need to get rid of the skin and the bones. They will go in stock. And just cut the chicken into bite-sized pieces. This knife, by the way, I love it. It's got a slightly flexible blade. It's a boning knife, and made by Victor Inox. I'll put a link below if you want to buy one. Affiliate link. You pay the same price, I get a penny. And I'm not bothered about leaving a bit of meat on the bone because that's going to be put into stock, and that'll give it a bit more flavour. Okay, to make up the marinade, I've got 250 ml of yogurt, plain yogurt, a teaspoon of red chili powder, a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of ground ginger or ginger puree, or whatever you've got really, a teaspoon of garam masala, some lemon juice, and a couple of cloves of minced garlic or garlic powder or garlic puree. Mix it all together and then put the chicken in. Give that a good mix to get it all coated, and then cover it and leave it for at least 2 hours. Possibly overnight if you can manage that. And then wash up everything that's been in contact with the raw chicken. Now I'm going to make the naan dough. So I've got 250 grams of plain all-purpose flour, 125 ml of yogurt, 125 ml of warm water, half teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of yeast. So mix the yeast and the flour and the salt and the water and the yogurt and the sugar. I think I used a whole teaspoon of salt there, and I should have used a half, but never mind, it'll be alright. Might be just a bit salty. Mix those together till you get a nice ball of dough, and sprinkle a bit of flour on your worktop. Knead it for a minute or two. I'm just going to lightly oil this bowl inside and pop the dough in. And I'll cover that and leave it to rise for an hour or two till it's more or less doubled in volume. We're going to make the sauce. I've got the marinated chicken, I've got a 400 gram can of chopped tomatoes, I've got 200 ml of cream, 100 grams of butter, a tablespoon of ground almonds, a teaspoon each of chili powder and garam masala, a cinnamon stick, about 8 green cardamom pods and the same number of cloves, and also we need some ginger and garlic. Okay, lovely ginger garlic paste. I used to be able to get that quite easily in a jar, but I haven't seen it for quite a while. I don't know why. So try and break up your cinnamon stick so it'll release flavour, and also squish your cardamom pods And the cloves are in there as well. So off to the stove we go. Now we're going to make the sauce. So melt the butter in a heavy bottom pan, and then add the cinnamon, the cardamom, the cloves and the garam masala and chili powder, and cook those for a minute or two, and then add the ginger garlic paste and cook that for a few minutes. And then add the chopped tomato. Mix that all in, add the almonds and just let that cook gently for about 20 minutes. Now we need to cook the chicken a little bit. So first of all we want to char it and then finish cooking it in the sauce. So I want to thread your bits of chicken onto skewers, and I'm doing it like this, like a namby-pamby wimpy thing, because I just don't want to get, you know, like yellow turmeric fingernail effect. I don't want it. I do have some latex gloves kicking about, but I don't want that either. So I'm just going to do it like this, and it could take a few hours. So come back later. Okay, I found them. Mrs. KeefCooks did a kitchen reorganisation last weekend. It's fantastic, but I have no idea where anything is. Anyway, I found them. So let's grab one. And get on with it. There we go. Yes. Somewhat messy, but well, I've got most of it on. Now I'm going to put the griddle on and we're going to char this so we get nice crunchy golden outside. Now I've got my cast iron griddle plate spread across 2 rings, and we're heating those up because it wants to be really hot, kind of almost smoking. And if you have an extractor fan, put that on. Now we'll pop our skewers of chicken on and just blast those until they're a bit burnt and crunchy all the way around. You can pop any leftover marinade into the sauce and let that cook as well. Might have some bits of raw chicken in, so make sure it gets, you know, about 20 minutes. Make sure that's cooked through. Now I'm pressing the sauce through a sieve, so we get rid of all the bits of bark and leaves and twigs and stuff. So we'll end up with a nice smooth sauce, and we'll put that back on the heat and add the cream, and then we'll scrape the chicken off the skewers and we'll cook that for maybe 5 minutes, then she'll be done. Yeah! Right, the naan dough is all nice and riz, so I'm going to cook half of that, make 2. I'll do the rest tomorrow. So a bit of flour on your worktop, and we'll just take all of that out, squash it, and divide it into 4. I'll wrap that up and put it in the fridge till tomorrow or whenever, when I want it. But these ones, oh, I know, I got a little mini rolling pin, and I also got this, which is called a tower. It's just a cast iron thing that you can cook flatbreads and things like that in. And I've never actually used it, so this will be an experiment. There's lots of different ways of cooking naan. The most traditional, obviously, is in a tandoor, Indian clay oven thing, which I don't have and probably never will have. You could also cook them in the oven, or in a frying pan, on a griddle plate, or in a tower. So we're going to try that. Heat the tower really hot, spray some oil on it, and then throw your rolled out dough into it. Really, it should maybe take a minute or 2 each side. It should bubble up and be wonderful. If you get big bubbles and burn them, that's perfect. Then you want some melted butter and paint that on, and if you've got some nigella seeds or black onion seeds, sprinkle those on too. And it's lovely. And now it's taste test time with me. I told you last week, I'll probably have to tell you every week for about a year, Mrs. KeefCooks has a new job and it leaves her too tired to do taste tests at the end of the day. So, no. Garnish with a bit of coriander, cilantro, and a bit of lemon if you want. And get stuck in. That is very nice. That is lush. Lovely. That naan's pretty good as well. Oh yeah. In fact, it's brilliant. So there we go. Butter chicken, naan. Absolutely marvellous, really easy. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time.